lie. I never lie. Let's not waste any time. Here he is, the face of the fight game, the face of MMA, the face of the UFC, one half of the upcoming season of The Ultimate Fighter as far as coaching is concerned. The notorious one, Conor McGregor, is here almost 10 years to the day from when he made his debut on this program. There he is. My God, how are you, Conor?
Good to see you, brother.
Oh, it is a pleasure, my friend.
It's great to see the office. Great to have
Thank
it.
you
Great
so
to finally
much.
be here.
What a pleasure. What an honor. Look, you're
Yeah,
represented
seeing that
everywhere, Conor.
That's tremendous. Where did you get that now?
I got people. You want it? You
I mean, probably. Yeah, could I take? Can I?
Absolutely.
I appreciate it. I'm meeting up with them tomorrow for St. Patrick's
What
Day.
do we got? We got you right over here. The Marcus Brimage fight. I mean, you're all over the gaff, Conor.
I was always interested in this window.
Yes, it's not real.
Because it's dark out, obviously. So. That's
Please,
cool. Very cool office. Very cool studio you got here.
Do it. I appreciate it so much. Wow, what an honor this is.
Yeah,
Thank you for taking the time.
This isn't where we spoke the first time.
It wasn't, no.
So you moved up there.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
this is a cool place, Harry. Congratulations on all your success. And, of course, I'm in New York City. I'm honored to be here. And I'm happy.
I appreciate it. The people were asking. The streets were talking. They wanted you to come. You're doing a lot of big things. Why exactly are you in New York? I saw you at the Rangers game yesterday. What are you doing here?
Well, obviously, I was on the West Coast for The Ultimate Fighter. Yeah, and doing the filming when it wrapped. Obviously, it's close to St. Patrick's Day. Come over, meet some accounts, meet some distributors, continue a couple of meetings, and I've also a big donation I'm giving back to the first responders again. So something big's happening. I'm going on Fox News after this.
Okay. So all right, you'll be breaking that.
Yeah.
Wow. From this show to Fox News, talk about going from the penthouse to the outhouse. I mean, come on, those guys. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Love those guys. You seem to be in great spirits, right? You just wrapped The Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah.
I know you can't say too much. Dana was hinting at some sort of thing that happened.
We had a little tussle, of course.
Really?
You know, I had a young kid in there, Lee Hammond, had to train with me all the way up since the beginning, and now he's kind of coming into his own. He was on the show. He's 5-0 undefeated. So I had skin in the game, and it got emotional, and then tempers got flared. But it was all good, we settled it, and there was no problem. It was a great experience, and all the competitors fought their heart out, and I was happy and honoured to be in my guy's corner and just to be present and experience it.
What do you make of Mike?
I don't mind Mike. I don't mind him, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go after him. I'm gonna hunt him down. He's talking about he's talking about putting me on the back foot. There's not one man on this planet that's ever put me on the back foot on the opening bell. So we'll see off the bat what's what. And other than that, I'm happy with the matchup. I'm excited to get going, and that's it.
Was this your first choice, Ultimate Fight? Was this the scenario when you thought of the comeback and you had a lot of time to think of it? Was this the scenario that you had in your mind?
Coach the Ultimate Fighter and
Ultimate Fighter and Chandler. Was that your idea or their idea?
The Ultimate Fighter just kind of presented itself. It was originally to be against Nate. It was me versus Nate. So I did not mind who it was against, to be honest. Nor do I mind who I compete against. That's widely known. So I had agreed to it. It was Nate. It was like a day or two before. Now it's Chandler. So I'm not sure what went on that end, but it was me versus Chandler, and that's it. I have no problem with it. I'm happy with it, and it's going to be a good bout for sure.
Were you disappointed when it wasn't Nate?
No. I'll get that again. We'll get that trilogy. That trilogy will happen at some stage for sure.
Despite the fact that he's gone.
Oh, well, he was gone, and that's why he was gone, but he was still doing the show, right? So I was kind of like, you know what way that is, Ari? That's all politics and all that. So we must fight. We're one apiece. It's a great rivalry, and it was a great fight. So we got to square that away for sure.
One of those that you'll be disappointed, like when you're 80, old and gray, and that fight doesn't happen, the third one, would it be a disappointment?
Am I a person not to get the fights made and done and happen?
No.
With all the fights I've had, when I say it, it happens.
Okay.
So I have a load of bouts left in me, and a load of stories incomplete, and I'm excited to continue on and get them done.
There's an interesting movement right now, right? With Francis leaving, with Nate leaving. Are we seeing a shift in the business right now, do you think?
Really? I mean, what? To go out and do a little side quest and see can they get some boxing dollars and all the rest of it. But no, for me, the UFC is pinnacle, and it's the company I love. It's a company I wish to be with this company for the rest of my career. So I've got 2 fights left on my contract, and I hope we can continue.
So when those are done, you're not going to do the whole explore free agency thing. You want to be there.
I want to be in the UFC. That's my catalogue is in the UFC. My highlight reel is in the UFC. Although, look, Let's see what happens. I'm sure I hope they want. I hope they feel
You're
the same.
kidding.
Also.
What do you mean you don't know?
No. Well, look, I love the company dearly, Ariel. I was straight. It's a company that's changed my life. It's given me so much, and it's helped me in many situations in my life. So I'm just, that's the UFC is my company.
Last time we saw you, July of 2021. Last time I saw you in person was January of 2020.
Like if you think of Ngannou, it was. I mean, think of all he got. Okay. He had his injury. Think of all he got. Like he was in that PI, using all the equipment, everything. There was no dough on that. There wouldn't have been no charge on that. Like he's getting accommodation, getting everything sorted. I thought he made an error, to be honest. I mean, okay, he hasn't fought in a minute. Get a bout under the belt and then maybe start. I wasn't sure why he done that, to be honest. And it kind of took the shine off him how it went. But look, I wish him well. I know Eddie Hearn's talking to him. I was chatting to Eddie. I met Eddie in the Blackpool gym. We were talking about Katie Taylor, the Katie Taylor situation.
Yes. Are you involved?
I am involved, yeah.
In what respect?
Sorry?
In what respect?
So I'm going to support the event. I'm going to sponsor the event. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm going to sponsor the event. And now it's going to be in the O2. I wanted it to get in Croke Park. We are pushing still for Croke Park.
Arena, right? It's now called.
Oh, sorry. It's called. Yeah. It's actually called the Point Depot. The O2
Jesus.
was a sponsor.
How many times they changed that name? Jesus,
I don't know,
every week.
It is what it is. But the actual name of it is the Point Depot. It's a phenomenal arena, phenomenal sound out of it. As you know, I think it was the highest decimals for the amount of people present. So it's a great arena. But to get a combat event in Croke Park, for all us combat enthusiasts and all martial artists of Ireland, it would be a dream. So I would love to see Katie do it, and we're pushing for September. So there's, there's ins and outs. And
what about you fighting there?
I would also love that. Of course, I'm the one that played start. I said the thing originally, and that's what I would love to happen. But it is what it is. I know just recent Dana came out. I actually messaged Dana because Dana had come out and said where myself and Chandler are going to fight. I don't know where we're going to fight yet. Possibly Vegas, possibly New York, possibly Texas, the stadium in Texas. He said also possibly a stadium in London. So when I saw these type of options, I just messaged him. So we're fighting in Croke Park, are we? So we're doing the stadium show in Croke Park. Croke Park, lovely. It's time. I said, lovely. It's time to do that now because you could put me on any time of the day. And it's gonna still generate so. But it's still up in the air. You never know. Hopefully, I'm sure at some stage I'll do it. We'll do it.
As I was saying, I haven't talked to you since July.
But if I could do it for Katie for this year,
it'd be fantastic.
Oh my God, it'd be iconic, absolutely iconic. And Katie's something else. So I would love to see it. I would love to assist in it, and and then it would open the door for more. And and hopefully I could get on it then as well.
Can we go back to the night you injured yourself? What was going on? I mean, it was hard to watch you like that. You couldn't stand. You're somewhat, you're larger than life in many respects. Yeah. And in the ensuing days, you brought us in a little bit on social media. But truly, what was going on here? Did you feel like the career was over? Were you down? Were you depressed? What was?
At the time, I thought, maybe I won't be able to do this again. For sure, that was in my thoughts. Was I thinking of not making the walk or maybe the roll if I was in a fucking chair? Never. I was actually. Where there's a will, there's a way, Ariel. If you're willing, you're able. And, you only got to look at guys like the other notorious in the sport. There's a guy, the only other notorious in the sport is a guy notorious. Nick Newell has no hand.
Yeah.
There's a way. If you're with disabilities or something that's wrong, you can find a way to compete. Look, there's another guy, Zion Clark, a wrestling champion. He's got no lower half of his body. I saw him at the event. He had his MMA debut, just recently won. But he can walk on his hands. I'm never stopping this. I'm continuing. I'd wheel out into that octagon and I'd scoot into open guard if I couldn't brace on the leg. That was in my thoughts. That was my thoughts. I was like, right, okay. I had already done the whole camp compromised. The leg was damaged in the camp. I was in a medical boot. Those medical boots like that. I had a break already. So, and I take it off before practice, and my practice would consist of me in open guard. I'd be in open guard. So I developed some great attacks. I developed more composure there, and game-changing shots and sequences. So I would feel confident if I had to fucking take open guard, and I would have done that. So thank God, my surgeons, the doctors, the UFC care that I had, and all the setup that I got, I was able to recover from it. And, you know, I've got the bar in the leg. I'm able to brace on it. I'm able to kick with it. I'm kicking hard. I'm kicking fast. And you best believe I'm looking to take this guy out with the steel bar in my leg for sure.
Any chance you fight twice this year?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, I can see it moving pretty fast when it moves. You know, we're gearing up and there's a lot going on behind the scenes and all. But I feel it will move fast. There's no issue why it shouldn't move fast. So I assume late summer, maybe a little bit later, depending. I would like that, and then of course that's still half the year left. I wish for consistency. I'm working for consistency. Like I said before, I've had this on-off thing for a couple of years, and it's been frustrating. But you know, be it for different reasons. But I'd like to just get past that and just get into this consistency, bracket. And I feel I will. I feel I can, and I'm excited for it.
The reason I ask that is I can imagine for those 2.5 years that you were out and seeing all these events and all these fights, knowing the competitor that you are, must have kind of drove you nuts a little bit, right? Like you want to be out there. You want to fight 2-3 times, right?
For sure.
And we could see you're tweeting and stuff like you're engaged. I can almost feel like you itching off the screen, right?
Yeah.
It's got to be tough.
Yeah, for sure. It is tough. It is tough. But, you know, when you get yourself into such a great spot physically and mentally and in incredible condition, and then something happens and it's, you know, it's tough. But tough times make good times. So, you know, I took it on the chin. I stayed focused. I stayed on my work, and, you know, now I'm back. I'm ready to go.
What is the motivation? Because as you know, in the fight game, you reach that point, satin sheets. It's hard to wake up.
I've got the satin sheets. I've got the silk sheets. I've got the fucking Egyptian cotton duvets and pillows. I've got everything.
So why wake up at 5 a.m.?
Competition, man. Competition. It's the best buzz ever. Well, how would you not want to do it? How would you not want to make this walk and experience this whole thing? You know, it's highly addictive, and I'm highly addicted. So that's it.
And now, you know, I remember one time you telling me I'll never do movies. I'm married to the game, right?
I still am married to the game.
I know,
that's my wedding ring to the game, the octagon. It's the Black Forge as well on it. But
respect. I like it. But getting a taste of that world, did it make you think, all right, maybe I could do more of this?
Oh, gee, it was tough, Ariel. It was very, very tough. Very long days. What it actually done for me, which I'm happy with, is it made me feel like everything else was easy. See, right now what I'm doing a lot of work going around. And The Ultimate Fighter is a lot of work. But even training camp and all the rest of it, all of that pales in comparison to the work that it takes to make a movie. And that took me back, to be honest, because I was not anticipating the amount of work it would take. You know, it's active. There's full fight scenes, and I'm doing the stunts. I'm jumping through the air. I'm throwing guys over bars, and I'm smashing glass bottles, and, you know, I don't want to give away too much, but we do some magic on the stuff, and I'm in we're in the ocean, everything, the whole shebang, jumping off speedboats, and it was a crazy one. And then you're doing this for 15, 16 hours a day, and then you go home, and it's like, okay, you're up in 4 hours or 5 fucking hours. I'm saying, I'm only getting home. What you mean? I need fucking rest. My body's sore now. I need to just relax for a minute. Give me a minute. And there was none of that. You know, you just gotta fucking dig deep. So it was tough. Am I eager to get back and do it? Not necessarily. No, I'm eager to get back and fight and compete. That's all I want to do, to be honest with you. Are they pushing for me to go back? Am I teed up to go back? Yes, I have an option, for sure. So we'll see how it goes. Let me see how this one pans out. There's still more work to be done. I still got to go and do this. They still may want me to do an audio-visual thing, or like I go in and say the lines again and all the rest of it, so as well as the promotion. There's a lot more work to it.
Right.
So I just want to see how all of this feels to me. Then I want to see the actual finished product. Do I like it? Am I into it? I don't know. So I'm just keeping the option open. But right now, you know, I finished my Ultimate Fighter reality show. Got some great training in with the guys. I was side by side with them. I was sparring as they were sparring, and I was picking up a lovely pace. You know, going through all of them. I sparred all of them, but by the end of the show, all the contestants. So I was getting into a nice groove, and now it's over. So I'm kind of like, I want to just wreak at it. I've got this work that I've got to do. I've had to come to the East Coast. I've got some business I have to attend to, as well as I'm giving back to the Tunnel to Towers organisation. So I'm excited to do that as well. But after this, we're locking in somewhere. I'm gonna find somewhere and lock in.
I know we have to wrap. We're short on time, but this is too great, right? I mean, we could go 4 hours.
Ariel, we'll stay with you all night.
I know.
I'll stay and chat with you all night.
Of course.
You don't have to rush me out. What time is it? I'm cool. I'm cool for a few minutes. I'm mind though.
Adi, good to see you. I love you. We got 4 more minutes, right? Yes, 4 more minutes.
Yeah, I went to Jacob the jeweler today.
Oh, Jake the jeweler. Let me ask you.
Jacob the jeweler. Look, so again, so this is a handcuff.
It's fantastic. Oh, geez.
In rose gold diamonds.
Holy.
They thought they had me, but they thought wrong.
170 or 155 is the fight?
170.
Is that the new weight class?
Nah, it's not. I don't. No, I'm 170 next, man. Leave it out.
You win this fight. Do you get a title shot?
Yeah, I'd like so. I would like that.
You get the winner of Leon and Kamaru?
I may be present for the card.
This weekend?
I had with the Black Forge. We're making moves with the Black Forge in London, and I was scheduled to go out there. So after this, Gunny's also on the card. So it'd be good to see him live.
Right.
And it'd be good to watch that welterweight title for sure.
Are we back? You know, much has been made of this USADA pool. Are we back in finally? Because that's when the clock starts to the comeback, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not rushing nothing, right? So there's hurdles and whatnot, but we're in contact, we're in constant communication, and there's an interview scheduled and a meeting happened, and then it will be official.
Okay.
So, but the 6-month thing is not what they had said was it's 2 clean tests.
Yeah.
And off I go. So that's why I'm not. I assume it won't be too long.
Seeing you at that Jones fight and you watching Jones, that had to have reinvigorated you,
for
right?
Sure. Just to be around. For sure. Just to be around, just to be there. The last time I was in Vegas, it was a tough one leaving it. This time I got the chill. Yeah, that was the last time I was there.
Wow.
And I got rushed out, so I didn't even get to experience Vegas. So I was a bit upset over that, but it is what it is. I had to get treatment. But it was great to be back for sure. And I definitely got great motivation, great inspiration, and I got the itch.
And now you're that. Ian Gary is shouting you out. He's
a phenomenal fighter.
Isn't that amazing that you now become that guy?
You know what I love about him, right? You know what I like about him? Is that he's sticking with it.
Yeah.
He's telling his truth. He's telling his fucking story. A lot of guys would say, okay, I'm all for that also. That's, you've got to pay homage to where it came from. You'll never hear me talk bad about anyone that taught me, brought me into this game or learned me about this craft. You've got to show respect. And what can happen is a guy like Ian, who's had a couple of wins, some great performances, he can, you become too big for your britches then, or you may change a thing. But no, he's staying, he is telling a story, and he's a force to be reckoned with. He is a force to be reckoned with. He's tough, he's durable, he's skillful, he's long, he's rangy. I'd love to see him. I'd love to see him rise up and win a world title. I wish him all the best.
Very last thing before they chop my head off here. I mean, I'm sweating here. I feel the tense.
You're getting the evils.
Oh my gosh. Very last thing.
What's this? This is my belt.
You could take it too. I'm the king of this studio, Connor. I mean, I run this town.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it.
I mean, let's go. They thought they got rid of me too. They thought I was done. Guess what? I'm still the fucking brand, Connor. All right. We build our own shit. We're still doing.
You're forever in the game. You're forever in the game.
I appreciate it.
What I would say is focus on all the good, because you do so much good.
You think there's too much negativity?
Mate, look at me. I get caught up into it too. I know that it's a thing, but it's like
too much.
Yeah, when you take it off, and there's a lot to be happy with and buzzy with. You don't need to be out of everyone. I see when Dylan was here. I love the little vibe he's had back and forth.
I know.
Dylan's a good friend of mine. I wish I
came at the king and he missed.
I know, but you're going at him a bit hard. You do go at him a bit heavy. He had an injury. He's only a young lad.
I wish him the best. I do wish him the best. Yes.
And he's good for the game. He's good for the game. He's good for the game. So I hope he can come back as well.
Okay. Right over there, the people who say that you're done, the people who say that you're a shell of your former self, that you can't recreate the magic of 2016. What do you say to those people in closing?
Keep dreaming, because that ain't the truth. I know my skill level has gone way up, even in the last camps, and I'm getting better. So I'm excited and confident to go in and not necessarily prove those people wrong, but prove my support correct. That's always my goal.
What a gent.
Thank you so much.
10 years later. I mean, you got a freaking, I don't know what that is, a handcuff and a